was first told that my face-to-face classes at Trevecca in the traditional undergraduate program were going to be moving online for the rest of the semester, I kind of had a bit of a panic because there's so much that we do during our time as teachers in the classroom. We tell stories, we give illustrations, we work examples on the board, we have dialogue, we get the students asking questions that tell us where they are in the process of learning. And so trying to figure out how to do my job as a teacher when I'm no longer with my students, there were a lot of challenges. And so one of the solutions that I think a lot of teachers came up with was to create video. And there are good videos and there are bad videos. So I thought I would prepare a little mini series of videos on how to do video. Kind of the pressure's on because if I'm going to talk about videos, I have to make sure my videos are good. So first of all, let's talk about production. Just some basic production things about video. And I'm talking about making video at home, in your home, using the materials and the tools that you have to do it. But there are just some little things that can make your video more compelling. So we're going to start with production. First of all, you want to look at your time. The research tells us that the most attention span you're going to get out of somebody in this particular format is going to be 3 to 5 minutes, at the most 7 minutes. And so if you've been just going through slides and talking, or you just been getting the video going and you've been going on for 10, 15, 20 minutes, thinking I'm used to having them for an hour, there's going to be dramatic fall off in how long they watch your videos. You also want to not just keep the videos short, you want to keep the pace moving. You don't want to have long pauses. You don't want to have a lot of thought as you're clicking around and trying to figure out how to bring up a slide. You want to make sure that the pace of it keeps moving. When I'm doing a video, I've got a little clock in the back of my mind that tells me, all right, I need to get moving. I need to keep this thing moving. I need to keep the pace moving. The second thing, besides just the time, is the environment. And some little things can go a long way. So first of all, lighting matters. So lighting does matter. If you take a look here, I've got all the light behind me, nothing coming from up front. I look like I'm in the witness protection plan, except you can still hear my voice. Lighting matters. So now we're back here where I've got good lighting. I've got lighting coming from the front, not from the back. Cameras work better when there's lots of light. If you're looking at your video and you're getting a lot of grainy videos or you can't understand why it doesn't look good, the more light you have, the better the camera can do its job. Sound matters. Yeah, so sound matters. Background sound, fans, people playing music in the background, people mowing lawns. Yeah, so sound matters. So one really simple fix for all that background sound and problems with sound is, as you can see here, I've got this little lapel mic that works with my camera. You can also get these that work with your phone. These mics are specially designed to pick up sounds that are close and ignore sounds that are far away. For example, while I'm talking on this video right now, they're mowing the field next to the office that I'm in. And so you're not hearing the mower because of this mic. If I were using the camera's mic, you would be hearing this big truck going by right now. But because I've got this close mic, you're not hearing those things. So think about investing in a mic. Framing the shot matters. Framing matters. Framing matters. Take a look at your camera and take a good look at what's showing up in your shot. There's a classic video going around on YouTube right now of a newscaster who's broadcasting from home and doesn't realize he's got a suit on from the waist up, but just in the corner of the shot you could see a bare leg where he was wearing shorts because he didn't pay attention to what was in the frame. The last thing I was going to mention is you might want to look at some sort of video editing program. If you're on a Macintosh, it's easy. That's got iMovie and it's real easy. I use a software program called Movavi. It costs $50. It's supported by tons of tutorials online, both from Movavi and from user-generated content. But Movavi's not the only. There are dozens and dozens of video editing software programs that are very easy to use. You literally grab things, drop them into a timeline, you pull over the graphics. Very easy to use. In a few hours, you could be up and running and move on from just shooting a video on your phone that has no graphics, no intro, outro, and has all of your mistakes, to a clean, edited video that looks good and is engaging and fits time lengths and doesn't have mistakes and makes you look like a pro. So that's production. The next up will be a short video on engagement. Okay, so the next topic in my little mini series on making compelling videos is on engagement. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to be entertaining. This isn't about entertainment, but it is about engagement. And there's no question that people pay attention to some videos more than others. And if it just looks like it's going to be the talking head or it's going to be narrated slides, people can check out pretty quickly. So I've used a variety of different techniques to create engagement in my videos. Now, one that I use in particular is I've actually created some characters, and I will, it's amazing. I created so many videos in a back bedroom at my house, and I would change my shirt, put on a different hat, take off the glasses, and lo and behold, I'm Tex, the real estate agent. Put on a different shirt, different hat, all of a sudden, I'm Joe, the really bad customer support rep. And then I've got another thing that I wear with a different shirt and a bow tie and some glasses, and all of a sudden I'm the math nerd. And so you can see some of these characters I've created, and you can see where in some of them I hadn't learned about lighting and some of the other things, or background, because there's a bed in the background. I've developed, like you will, developed by making videos. We all get better as we go. You may not be comfortable being characters, but some of the other techniques I've used is I'll bring in movie clips. There's real easy screen capture software that will allow you to take a movie clip on YouTube and capture that and drop it into your video. But if you can find that clip, or you can find that meme or that GIF, or you can find those things that are part of their culture that help them lock into the key point, then you can get higher engagement. The goal here, though, is to be you. Not to be somebody else, but to be you, but be the most engaging version of you. Okay, the second thing that has to do with engagement is our videos need to incorporate multiple learning styles. Not everybody can learn with just someone talking. They don't process auditory language in a way that sticks. They hear someone talking, they get the point, but it's like holding water in their hands. It drips away. We need to help those learners by incorporating text. So the simple use of text can make a huge difference in helping lock into key points. And we don't have to put up script of everything we're saying, but we do need to reinforce key points with text. And if you can't do that high-tech ways, then let's find a low-tech way to do it.
John is in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement looking at the government. A man in a trench coat, badge out, laid off, says he's got a bad bill, wants to get it paid off.
And if you think that's not good enough, it worked for Bob Dylan. Now, I'm pretty sure Bob Dylan did this because nobody could understand a word he was saying, but the point is, he went low-tech and it worked for him. We can do that too. So the next thing we can do to engage different learning, we've got auditory, we've got visual that need the text. What about those people that just neither of them work? They're more tactile. I find the use of graphics, images, photos, clip art, the movie clips that we've talked about, dressing up as different characters, helps that third type of learner, the ones that are more tactile, by showing them, rather than telling them or having them read it, show them what you mean through graphics, images, video clips, playing a character, whatever it is you do, really helps that third learning style lock in and go, I get the point. I get the point. Now, remember, the goal is not to be funny. The goal is not to be entertaining. The goal is to reinforce your key point for those learners that just listening to you say it doesn't get it, just reading it doesn't get it. They need that illustration. They need that story. They need that other element. And so trying to figure out how to work those in. The last thing I'm going to mention is simplicity. And so what I would say is keep things simple. A simple plan, well executed, is going to beat a complicated plan that falls apart every time. So don't reach for too much. Stretch yourself. Try to be more engaging. Try to bring in these elements, but do things that you can do well and keep things simple. These are home videos, and people, your students know you're going to be creating these videos in a home environment. They're not expecting Steven Spielberg. Just the littlest effort can go a long way by trying to make your videos more engaging.
I don't understand a thing you just said. Not a thing. But that's okay.